Hello there. Welcome to Radio FM 88 Australia. We're broadcasting from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. And it's our Thursday show, in which case our co-host Andrena is sitting up there in the UK. And there you go, she's right at the top of the poll. So our guest is in the middle there. And if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, you can see who our guest is, but I'll allow Andrena to do that. And it's a good evening here. It's a good morning to you.
Well, welcome everybody to Dreaming the New Dream, and if you're new, an extra special welcome and hello to all our oldies. Today is the 27th of October, and next week's show from the UK will be coming at 9 a.m. instead of 10 a.m. So, but anyway, just to give you a reminder that will be on the flyer. Today it's a great pleasure to have Wanda Shipton on the show, and I met Wanda, many years ago when I landed in Australia, and I've been an admirer of her work, but I've not seen her over the years. So it's with great pleasure that I welcome you to the show today, and you're going to show us all your beautiful channeled artwork and guides and different pictures that you've done over the years. So without further ado, also you were born with a pencil in your mouth rather than a spoon, eh? I know
That's probably true.
Yeah, your dad was an artist, so you've been drawing from tiny. So would you love to share how you started in life and where you started, so what has brought you to this show today?
Oh, thank you very much, Andrea, and thank you for inviting me as well. Look, I was born in England. I was born in Liverpool. In England, I remember being a very, very small child. And my mother said I always had a pencil in my hand drawing. And my father used to help me because he was an artist as well. He was a musician, an artist, a scientist. And so he used to help me and or just take interest. That's all it was. And I remember when I must have been 5 years old in this beautiful, great big house. And he was teaching me how to draw perspective. I couldn't work out how to get the buildings looking like they were going into the background. So he showed me how to do that. And but also at the time, Andrea, I had a lot of experiences with spirits and guides. I used to see things, and I used to tell my mother there was someone in my room last night, and things like that. This is up to the age I was 6 years old, and we left that house. But in this great big beautiful house that we had, and I remember as a child, I must have been under 2. Because my mother said I was 2 years old when I left the cot. And I remember, even to this day, floating above the cot. And I remember it was like a gold light, and I was rocking from head to toe. And I could hear the sound of the light. And I had lots of experiences where I'd go to a different place in the house, because we had five landings there, and I used to sit there and just I used to go at particular times of the day and sit in a particular place on the landing, and I used to feel a vibration. I just go there to feel that vibration. It's just amazing. And I went to school and forgot all about it, and because later on in life I sort of have those experiences as well. I see spirit and feel different vibrations and energy, and that's why I went into healing. But even with my art coincided with a lot of this. And I would continue drawing even through, I'm talking about England after the war, And I used to draw whether I was happy or sad or confused or whatever. And I feel that the drawing itself and colouring in and paint were part of the healing process, helped me to have an identity in some way. And and again, I think because my father helped me, it does make so much of a difference when a parent helps a child in whatever their gifts are. So I went to school, and I remember at school also when the teacher was talking, I used to draw. It was an automatic thing. I had a pencil in my hand, drawing all the time. And I remember when I was 14, I drew a picture. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I drew a picture of Jesus. And he was in the lap of Mary. And of course, Jesus didn't, he was just taken down from the cross, and he had like a cloth over him. And the nuns got really upset and said, he's naked, But, I just saw him, I don't know why I drew, but so some of these things that I drew were meaningful, which without me understanding why. And then I was drawing things for the children in my class. They asked me to draw things for them, and I drew animals and dogs and cats and people. And the nuns got me to draw, take the art lesson, and show people how to shade things when I was about 14. So, because the nuns don't know art. So a lot of these things were at the beginning of it. And then I started to draw faces, and people say, well, who is it? And I said, I don't know. And eventually it came about that what I was drawing was actually one of someone's guide. And she said to me, you've just drawn a picture of my guide. And I thought, okay. So I realized the relevance of what I was doing. And so that's how it started. But I also had great, deep inspiration and love, spirit and energies. And I knew there's so much more in life, and that we are so powerful and we just don't realize it. And a part of what I wanted to do is to show people that they too can do this, and to empower people, to help them to break down barriers within themselves. If we can do something that we think we can't do, it's elation. It helps us to open up, not just to do with the art, but to do with their life, with moving through challenges and lots of things. So I was very interested in learning about spirit. When I was, at school, when I was about 16, I wanted to go to university and learn about spirit, because in those days they didn't have that. So I did psychology, and I'm glad I did psychology. Psychology was great, and I learned about encounter group work, working with energy. That our professor worked with energy. He had a lesson called consciousness, which is just amazing. I think it's amazing. And I learned a lot from working with him. And so that also opened up lots of doors for me as well. And it meant that all the things I was experiencing had some type of correlation, that they were coming together, if you like. And so I started to work in many different ways like that. I did dance therapy, using colors and movement and sound as well. So at university, so I took classes in those things. So color is so important. And for us, even like there was a lot of colors I couldn't wear, by the way. I was very shy, very sensitive, and I never wore red. And I did an encounter group where I started to work with red energy. And it was important for me to work with the red energy because it's grounding. It's helping me to be on the planet, on the earth, to come from my own power. And because I came feet first into the earth, so I was premature, I came feet first. So I think I must have been a star being or something, and trying to land here on earth and making sure I got here. So so that was really interesting, the colours that I've worked through in my life. Like when I was 5, my favourite colour was blue and yellow. Yellow of the sun, blue of the sky. And it's actually natural for children to have those two colours, but I love those colours together. Then later on, as I was about 14, I went into purple. And then other colours came through, blue, and then later on in life I had lime green and yellows and reds and oranges, and when I'm painting these pictures and putting the color in there, it's actually helping me as well. I am working with that energy, and I've gone from doing spiritual things like blues and purples, and and then like big paintings. Then I go into doing more earthy tones, like Native American Indian stuff. I've done a lot of that on natural skins, and so I need the balance of both of these different energies, and I go from one to the other. So I've probably painted every single day of my life or drawn. So I do it all the time, Even today, what did I do today? Oh, yes, I've got a painting there I'm working on at the moment. So, and I've just finished 2 portraits. I've done portrait painting for people as well. So, yeah. So each one of these you're seeing now are my cards from my Goddess Within cards, because I believe every single person has a unique energy, but we all have that goddess empowerment within ourselves, and these we can relate to different goddesses at different times, like different archetypes, different aspects of ourselves that we can encourage to bring out a bit stronger as well. So as I'm drawing these and painting them, I'm integrating myself. I'm working with my own inner soul, my own spirituality, my own psyche. And so by people working with them as well, of course, that would help them to work with their inner self as well. So, because, we're always told what things we can't do. If we do something wrong, we're told what we can't do, We're not really, I must admit, I try to do that with my children. I try to tell them that they did good things, but a lot of the time I just tell them they were doing something wrong. So, and usually people will tell us when we're not doing it right. So by doing this, it means that for me, teaching people how to draw means that they are learning about their own power within themselves, so that they can realize that they have potentials and gifts that they can release. Maybe not always in the painting, could be in something else, but this opens the door towards that. So this is a Wimba. She's a you can see she's got the owl that is there, and the owl represents a particular energy, to do with wisdom, because you've got the Greek goddess Athena. She loved the owl as well. But also owl sees at night, and it depends where the owl is in the picture, where it's flying, what part of the picture it's in. It all represents something different. So in this picture here, the owl is on the bottom. It's actually flying, so it's not contained. It's free. It's free, and it's working. If you see, it's working with her throat chakra, and so. This is representing that particular energy. So when I'm drawing a guide drawing for someone, I start off with a scribble, and I teach people how to do this in my workshops. It's like, when you're looking at the sky, you see all these clouds, and you can see faces in the clouds. I think that, or you go to the bathroom and you look at the tiles, you see pictures and faces in the tiles of the bathroom or the shower curtain. So by doing this, it means that we're working with our subconscious or soul level. We're actually acknowledging something down within ourselves. We haven't thought about it. A lot of our problem is in our culture. We think too much. So we're coming from more of the left side of the brain, if you like. And intuition helps a person to work with their right side of the brain, their creative side of themselves as well. So each painting represents something different. So when it starts off with a scribble, then you can see a face coming through, and I bring the face out. So it's not coming from my thought processes, rather from my intuitive process. So I'm helping people to see that within themselves, that they can do that. So something like the painting I was seeing of that you did before, Andrena, that the spiral energy, you know. So, and if you had a look at Jeff's one too, the one that he did,
Amazing.
Amazing, you know.
So what do you use, paints, or are these chalk pastels? What do you work?
Well, the ones I do at the workshop are pastels. They're called chalk pastels, meaning they're not oil pastels. I just find that they're easier to work with. Paint, you've got water and you have to let it dry. Look, so this is amazing. Look at this. Now he's got a lot of different energies. You can see different. He just brought these out because I watched him as it progressed. That it started off with these dolphins at the bottom. Is that dolphin right at the bottom there, Jeff? And there was two birds. It's very small that I'm looking at, but there's two birds on the top of the head. And it's also got that beautiful third eye spiral. To me, it looks like a diamond. So it's like diamonds are also to do with empowerment, but very crystal clear as well. So it means clarity, and the birds are enhancing that energy. The bird is connecting with that third eye. You can see that, you know, the two birds. You've got another bird looking down, and the other one is closer to it. So those two birds are connecting. So there's something about perhaps two energies coming together, and which will be in the line of a higher self, maybe a project of something that is coming into being as well. And even the color, you can see the beautiful deep blue colors that he's got there.
Yeah, because working with the voice, each note relates to a color. So that there, like what I'm wearing, is the color of Sagittarius, and I know Jeff is a Sagittarius as well, which is interesting.
Well, that is interesting. Yes, I didn't know he was a Sagittarius, but it is beautiful blues, and it's also connecting. You can see it's connecting with the throat chakra at the same time as well. The blue color that's there. So it's sound and a color are all vibrations. That's all we are. We're just, you know, a conglomerate of vibrations and energies, and it's the way that we conduct ourselves, the way that we think, can influence our healing, our physical body, our mind. It can also influence where we're going in life, what we manifest, what we create as well. So the more that, and this is the group that we were just completed, and so you can see a smile on those people's faces, which I love. So people leave it and they're very happy. But when they first start, they're saying, I can't draw. I'm not an artist. I can't do it. And it's great to see that they've moved past a particular challenge to do this. And each one of them has a particular energy. They talked about what energies that these people, beings that came through, what they met, and they've got different symbols on them that represent that they know what they're about as well. So that's why I enjoy doing the workshops. But even if I draw a guide for a person, I when I draw it, and it's not painted, it is done in pastel, and the different symbols, what happens in the drawing itself, the color. Sometimes it could be an animal or a symbol of some kind. I start to work with it and tell them what that means. Now this one here is of course the wolf energy, painted on a lot of drums, and it's snow in the background, but although he's dark, so this is more like a symbol of the moon as well. It's the moon energy, which is the psychic feminine energy. So every single thing in our life has energy, and it's symbolic. Everything, if we really want to look at it. So it's just listening to these, and this is the white wolf again. It's an Indian chief that's there, and how close the wolf is to him. It connects with him very strongly, and So he's got the dark and light, but also golden energy. Golden energy is to do with transformation and change. So he has a lot of anyone that is drawn to something like this, they either connect with the native energies, with the wolf, but also to do with change in their life at the same time. And we've got quite a few different native energies. This is a big painting that I have. That is a painting, not a pastel drawing. So, and again, it's called eagle heart. The eagle is right across his heart, and it's protecting his heart. It's also the eagle has its wings ready to fly, which means he's open in his heart level. So people who choose this type of painting, that's part of their psyche as well, part of their soul energy. So,
yeah.
Again, this is another one. Yeah, so this is actually a shield, and it's done on like a leather material, and in a circle. And this is a warrior, works with the wolf energy, the eagle energy, and he also has his shield as well, a dream catcher. So I'm very much connecting with the dream energy, and he had the staff. It's like saying he's to do with protection as well, like a warrior protecting energies. So I actually have given that to someone. Someone has bought that one. Yeah, so that's sold, that one. This is a star being. I love the beings. You know, she's from the Pleiades, and I really connect with the star beings. Always have as a child. I used to call them moon men, and I used to see them at my window when I was in England. But these were like circles. I just call them moon men. And she's from the Pleiades energy, and again, her hair is made of light. She's a light energy, and coming from the heart. She comes from an innocent child type of energy. So it's just totally open, and I do work with the inner child as well in some of my workshops. But I'm going to do a workshop to do with all the beautiful star beings from different constellations as well. I always loved astronomy too. This is another one. Yeah, so again, this is more, sometimes some beings like this, I see him as, I see him as a male, this particular one. I have a female one as well. But you can see that the top of his head sort of rounded, and also a lot of light. And again, it's to do with communication, to do with the throat chakra. More to do with analytical things. I wouldn't say he was from Sirius. I don't know exactly where he's from, but I also connect with the Syrian energy because of I love that the thought processes, and also Egypt. Egypt's almost like my home, and I don't know where he belongs, this particular one. But there is another one. Yeah, so now these are Pleiadian energies as well. These are the sisters, and they both connect with each other as well. To do with communication, and because in the Pleiades there are 7 sisters, of course, we all know that. And so it's bringing radiance of light from the third eye, of energy and love to the earth, and working with sensitivity and light, colour, sound as well. I love sound. It'd be nice if you could, if we could have sound with them. But anyway, that's...
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So you can see that bluey green colour. It's also like the Christ consciousness as well. It's like a bluey green colour, to do with healing and energies. Yeah, that's got the same colour as well, with more of a greeny, but it's also going into blue, and that's to do with balance and harmony in the heart chakra at the same time. A lot of golden light on top of her head, almost almost like a star crowns on there. Now this is very similar to the other one, but she's actually evolved from her, if you understand that. And this is the process that we're all is to do with evolution, enlightenment and evolution, working with all the different energies that we have. We have so much of our brain, if you like, that we're not using or working with, that can be triggered, and we are so powerful that we can do all those magical things that we can think of, you know.
Yeah, because I've always said in the past I can't draw even smiley faces. But I've stopped saying that now, and I'm in dabbling mode. So, but I think I got some pastels somewhere. I'll have to have a look to have start trying with some pastels as well, just experimenting.
Yes. So I'm sure that, I mean, going into a group of some kind would be great for you too. And but yeah, just to try it for yourself. You know, when I was younger, I did have a look in magazines, and you know, when I was about 14, 15, I used to copy pictures out of the magazine and things like that. But these ones I've got here, none of them are copied from anything. What I did, I researched each goddess in relation to their culture, and then I'll just let go, went into a meditation, because I really, really believe in meditation. Meditation is a tool that separates us. It's like changing gear, separates us from our preconceived ideas of what things should be, and coming into what they really are, and coming from a deep soul sense. And so I go into meditation, and then I draw what I feel using the colours, and I've already got the information about on a mental level about their culture as well. Now, this is an Aboriginal lady from the Northern Territory when I was there doing a psychic expo a couple of years ago with Connie, and I took a photograph of her, and I forgot to get her name. Anyway, I came home. This is a big painting again. It's also sold, and I did a portrait of her. Of course, I've put in the leaves and everything like that. She didn't have those, and her hair wasn't blowing around either. So, but that was her face, yeah.
Yeah, no, the colours are stunning.
And this is very bright as well. So now this is actually a antelope. I think antelope skull. Is that what they call it? A lady had. She got them from America, an antelope skull, and she brought it into me. A big skull it was, and she said, "My husband wants you to draw this on here." You know, an Indian chief. So it was very hard because it's all bumpy, you know, and the colour was sinking in, so it's not all easy. But I just saw, when I looked at it, I could see a picture, and I just started to draw that picture on there as well. So, yeah, so I made a painting out of it. Yeah. Yeah, so I've also got like, I believe we should all meditate every single day, or just go into a very, very quiet, just a quiet moment, if you like, just by deep breathing, maybe for 2 or 3 minutes. It actually recharges our battery and opens up ourselves a lot. I did this many, many years ago, probably 30 years ago. I'm that old. I have many years behind me. So I love him. And I did sell this. I've sold that drum. Well, I didn't sell the drum. I've sold the painting on the drum to this person, and it's the wolf. And, you know, I love that wolf. That was lovely. So I've done lots of wolves. Course. Yes, and this one it's great too. It's you can see through him, you know. So, and I like that way that the wolf is in more than one dimension. It's on the earth, but it's also in spirit. It's also like to do with the dog star, which is this, the Syrian energy. Yeah, the Orion constellation. So you can see. I love all the moons. You can see the moons and the planets that are there that are connecting both this world and the other world as well. There's so much more out there, so much more out there than what there is here. But anyway, we have to get our act together on Earth first before we can do anything out there.
Definitely, definitely. I like these swirls. The swirls on the fur coat of the wolf.
Oh, yes. And there is birds. You can see the birds there. And the birds are flying. So again, this is all part of symbology as well. So the birds are moving towards, and they're moving toward together. So it's like people of like nature moving together in some form. And the wolf is like to do with the dog as well, which is to do with learning as well. The wolf is a protector, but also to do with knowledge as well, learning. And these are good to hang up. I've done quite a few of these. I've got some of those as well at the moment that I have to, yeah.
So what is that on? Is that a drum or?
It's a shield.
Right.
It's actually, it's like a skin, but I'd say it's like a skin material, but I'd say it's probably somewhere, it's like a material with a coating on the back of it. So it's like a canvas, but it's thicker than a canvas that I'm painting on. So I have to first of all put a background on it to seal it, and then paint over the top of that as well. Yeah, I like doing these things. I like them. Again, a lot of blues here, and so she's got a lot of birds around her, and she's also got the like an antelope, I'd say, around her neck as well. So this is a symbol that's there, yeah. And feathers that are there, and she's got the full moon, and on either side there are birds that you can only see sort of part of the wings of that, but in the whole picture the birds are there as well. Yeah, now, some of these are prints of my original work, and this may be one of my original pieces, but I do make prints of all of these anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you do them in? Because we were talking about Francie earlier. Well, she did me big drawings, but she also sent me little ones with the channeled message inside. So.
Oh, okay.
So do you do any cards that size for people, or for yourself as a selling point?
I haven't done that. I've made them in A4 sizes, and I sell them and I put them. I've got one here, and I don't know if it's any good showing me here, but what I've done, I put it's like a thicker cardboard on the back, and I stick the painting on top of that, so it can be posted, and it doesn't have to be laminated because it is a print, and I can put something on the back if they want to hang it up as well. But that's usually how like A3 size they are, A3. Yeah. That I sell. So.
But you haven't thought of doing them like little card size?
I haven't. No. I've only done the deck of cards that haven't been finished. That's all.
Yeah. So when do you think you're going to bring those out then?
Oh, sorry.
When do you think you're going to bring your cards? And I believe you're.
Oh, I'm waiting to find somewhere I can get them reproduced. So this is a problem I have at the moment. It's all ready. It's all digitally all there. I've got a lady that's looking after them and that, wanting to. I have to get in touch with her, find out. Since COVID, everything's changed, so to get back to her and see what's happening. Yeah. So people have already ordered them. I haven't even finished them yet. Haven't got them ready yet.
Not in time for Christmas, then.
Sorry?
Not in time for Christmas.
Oh, I wish, yeah. I mean, that would be great. So, and I have to have some money behind me as well to do that, and I probably can arrange that. But that would be great to have them ready for Christmas. Yeah, for Christmas at least. Yeah.
So tell us about that beautiful painting behind you a moment, because I know I've already asked you, but she's there.
Okay. This is she's again. It's a goddess. You can see. Oh, she's got. You can see a little bit in there. Behind the. I can get her out, but she's got. Just a moment. See if I can put that there, and you might be able to see a little bit more if I move it. Oh no.
Oh, don't worry. I mean, the face.
Okay. Okay, so it's just that painting. I don't know if you can see that there. But you can probably see the gold. It's got gold around her head, and which is in metallic gold. So, and she's got the butterflies that coming up from her hand is the butterflies, which is releasing energy as well. So, yeah.
Beautiful.
She's a lovely energy. I'll put that down there. So I've had a lot of people commenting on that as well. So, yeah.
Is that one that you've done for somebody, or is that part of your goddess print range, or?
No, I just like painting. So I just like painting it. So I just painted it. So it is for sale at the same time. So it's actually on canvas, paint on canvas. That one, yeah. The canvas painting. So I've got a few canvas paintings here that I haven't sort of put up there, but I used to exhibit a lot of my work, and I used to sell them all at exhibitions when in my 20s. So it's a little bit different now. So with everything happening.
So just say I come to you for a session or a drawing. So what do? You sit quiet and you close your eyes, and then you mentioned you did like a scribble first.
Yeah.
Is that how it because I mean everybody does it differently, so it's always interesting how different people do it, how they start off.
Well, that's right. I mean, when I first started, I didn't know anybody else did it. I just started doing it, and then I was surprised that Julie Keefe from Brisbane was doing what I was doing, spirit guide drawings. I didn't know that was going back a long while. And the way I worked was I would be doing a reading, because I did psychic readings. I would be doing a reading for the person, and as I'm talking to them, I would start to draw. And the drawing, so I'm not focusing on the drawing. I'm allowing the drawing to come through on a different channel, if you like. So I've got two channels happening. And it started off, I start off with a scribble, different colours, and I see a shape or form. So I don't put in my mind that it's going to be a male or female, or what kind of energy is going to come through. I allow it to be. And sometimes it looks like it's going to be a female, then it ends up being a male, or it might look like a male and come like a female. It might be quite different. And I want it to surprise me so that I'm separate from it, and I'm coming from a place of clarity rather than inventing something. So it's like I allow that to happen, and as I'm doing that, I'm talking to the person about their life, or what's going to happen in the future, what things that they need to look at in themselves. So I'm talking at the same time I'm drawing as well. So that's how I've kind of worked with it. And then I talk to the person about who it is, what they're there in their life for, how they can help that person, whether it's a protector or a healer, or whether it's someone that's going to give them love, or learn something from them. Somebody that might be guiding them through a particular challenge in life, and what their name is as well. Because before, when I started, and I used to draw my own guides, I didn't know who they were, and they came to me and said, "You need to have a name." And I remember that and thought, because I didn't need a name, but they said, "You need to have a name." And so they gave me a name. And then this is interesting. I had, I was in my 20s at the time, and I did a drawing of a native, and I thought, I like natives. So, I mean, I had a drum sort of about 40 years ago. I had my own drum and as well, and I had my own teepee, and I've worked with real Indians as well in that time. And so after I did the drawing, somebody gave me an envelope with a message on it, and what they did, they wrote the message on one of the old envelopes, and I turned the envelope over, and it had a name on the back of it, Shoana, Shoana. And I thought, what's that about? And they said, I don't know. So I looked it up, and it's a name of a native name. I was like, oh my God, that's the name of the Indian I drew. So that's how I started doing that. And now it's like I kind of sometimes I write and it comes out a particular word, or I have a feeling of it. So sometimes it comes in different ways. So I don't draw what I see, because people ask me that. I'm not seeing anything, I just draw. And that's my way of working with someone as I'm doing the reading. But obviously, sometimes I can see a picture in my mind. I don't usually paint from that. Yeah, it's not like someone guides my hand, but intuitively I just feel like I need to do it in a particular way. And use the different colours in a particular way, and I think, oh, there's something that's got to go there, and I don't know what it is. So, like in Jeff's one, he was so like open with what he did, and brought through what was actually there on the page, which is just really great, and it would mean that it's very strong and symbolic for him. So I try to talk to people about what I'm seeing on the drawing after I've completed it.
Yeah.
It usually takes about an hour with the reading and the drawing session, usually. Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah. So okay. So you've actually got a pink tone, a pinky violet tone. So you've got both. It's like a light pink violet or purple, then you've got a blue and all like a little bit of blue violet as well. So you've got both the masculine and the feminine energy that are working together in this as well. So, and if you counted how many circles there, I'm not going to count them now, but there's a lot. Okay, but if you go to the trouble to count the circles, the spirals, then you know your numbers. Have a look, because numbers are symbolic, and you have a look at what number it represents and what it represents for you as well at that time. So all of these, everything in, like, I've got one here where sometimes you can see, like, it's like looking in the clouds again. You see pictures, and when you look into the drawings and looking at your own drawings, you see like little shapes and things. These are coming from the subconscious level. They're not something that you deliberately put there. So I can see a number of things. You can see an eye there, can't you? You can see that eye right across the center there, and it goes right across the whole eye, right across the center of the vortex. And you can see the shape there. It's got a shape up going up on the top there too. And there's also other little white lights that are all around. So if you have a look at what that might mean for you as well, it's like a road. I'm seeing like a road of travel, or where you're going. Not that you're going around in circles. You're going, you're actually gathering. It's gathering, because a vortex, everything is a vortex, as you know. Energy, the cells are a vortex. Every single thing in nature is a vortex, if you go right down to the minute scale. So this is gathering of energy coming together to form a pinnacle energy in the center. It's like bringing all the energy to one center, which is the center of yourself. And also the light. You've got light on the way. You've got all these little things you've picked up, all the different lights, and learning things, experiences that you've learned all the way through your life. It could be to do with your life or about a particular part of your life. And it goes right into the center And you can see a lot of light there. You see more light in the center. Then you've got right into the center. So you can see an actual eye there with an eyeball in it as well. It's like it. So this, I see this as your third eye, your intuition, your soul, your psychic energy, the point of who you are. This is the point of who you are. That all these lessons and learnings and travel in your life come to this point of understanding. So, you know, that's really good. It's like, it's very harmonious as well. It's also feminine because of the circles. You could have had crisscrosses and things like that. But you've got it also encapsulating. What I mean is, there's a part of you that is, you can speak out within yourself, but also you protect yourself as well. You like to protect some of your energy. So, but you know where you're going, and that you're going in a particular direction. So that's, you know, you're quite happy by doing this on your own. You know where you go, you know what you want, and you're going there.
Right. Well, thank you for that. But I've sort of really enjoyed just going round and round. No, not spiraling, not round and round, but sort of, you know. And then I sort of get another brush and have a dabble and think, oh no, I'll try it with another brush. So just playing, really. So I've been really enjoying playing these last few days.
Yeah, and that's great. That's like you're working with yourself. You're enjoying your own energy and your own being. You know, and again, it's not like you're deliberately doing it for a particular reason. You're doing it from just a natural form of play. I mean, play, music, play, art is all part of expression on a very much deeper level. You know, so. And I'd say this is also healing for you as well. It's like a mandala. You know, it's a healing energy. The colours you're using and the motion that you're using is all healing yourself as well. It'd be great for us to learn these things at school.
Oh, and it just.
I mean,
my dad was an artist as well, but he never ever showed us how to paint. You know.
Wow.
But anyway, that, you know, it's just how it is. But I think here I am at these later stages of life, dabbling away, when, you know, a bit of extra tuition when we were younger could have made a big difference. But that's how it is, eh?
Well, that's right. My father, he didn't use colours. He sketched in pencil, and he did portrait of my mother. I always remember that. Just exactly like her, like just amazing. So he also taught me how to play the violin. He was a violinist in an orchestra as well. So, but I didn't carry it through through teenage years, as you know. But anyway, he took the violin off me, and I was very disappointed. But so you know, I think we learn what we need to learn. And I was a very quiet child, and there was a lot of trauma around me. So I went into my art for safety, and not just safety, but I liked being with myself, and it was pleasant, and by doing what I was doing, and it made me feel good, and it was part of healing. And I mean, I think all of us go through things, you know, all through our life as well. I'm not saying that I had anything disastrous or anything, but that was my form of expression as well. So
because I know the lady I met years ago, she used to say about painting with your left hand if you were right-handed. So,
absolutely. It's like because I had a fall in England, and I had a very bad injury to my arm, and I couldn't use it for a while. So I did everything with my left hand, and I drew, and it was completely different. And as you know, that we've got two sides of our body. One side can actually speak to the other side. So if you've got a bad arm, the other arm is healing that arm. I did a lot of work with energy and healing and massage and stuff. And I remember when I was drawing with my left hand, it was completely different. It was how can I say, it was I don't know, just more masculine, I think. I don't know what it was. It was very different, but it's good for us to learn how to do that. And we're not necessarily meant to use just one hand. I use both. I don't know which one is more dominant. Both of my hands are dominant, so or whatever. But it's good to use the left hand because you're bringing in different energies. Your mind hasn't already got it set up like you have with your right hand. It means that you're going into uncharted waters, and you're separating from your thought processes and thinking and patterns of thought from the past, and opening up new doors. So I think it's a good idea to do that. Yeah.
Right, we got a few messages I saw from Andrew flash up. Right, can you explain the use of sound as well, please?
Okay, well, I'm not working with sound, but I love sound. Sounds are frequencies and vibrations. Really, we're just molecules, and each molecule has a particular sound. Everything about us is to do with frequencies. And I listen to the meditation by Sol Fergio to do with frequencies, sound and frequencies of the heart chakra, the 5 to 8 hertz, and you have different hertz, different frequencies that affect us in different ways. So if you want to go to sleep, obviously you're going to have it like a lullaby or something. So it affects us in different ways. But it doesn't have to be a theme song or a song or lyric. It can be just a particular vibration, a sound. And some of these sounds, like, you know, in ancient times, the monks use sound, like their voice, very, very deep. So it's like it's tuning in sound. And sound help us to trigger frequencies in our body that will help us to tune in to a deeper part of ourselves. And we can work with, I actually had a sound machine, actually. It had different frequencies in it. By using certain frequencies and sounds, you can become more creative or more focused or more intuitive or for healing or many, many different things. So we can use meditation, and you can go on YouTube, of course, and have a look at the meditations that they have there with different frequencies and vibrations. And if you want to heal a part of your body, the frequency will work with that as well. But you can work with your intuition to find what frequency is working with that particular imbalance you have in yourself.
Right. Was there something else you said about Palladian? Oh, yeah. How many people's guides are Palladian? Well, that's an open-ended question.
Oh. Well, that's very interesting. There are quite a few people that have connections with the Arcturians, Pleiadians, Syrian energy, and other ones that are there. Also, a lot of native energies as well. There are angels. I see angels as star beings, or they don't exist on the earth. They come to visit the earth. I just see them as beings from the stars as well, from other dimensions. And so these are all dimensional beings, and we are dimensional beings. So we connect with them, and we can vibrate with these dimensional beings. And so there are quite a few beings that from the Pleiades that have been drawn, yes.
I think it's really referring to all the different drawings have you got. What would be the proportion of Pleiadians? I think that's the question.
Oh, okay. So in those drawings that I have that's been displayed, is that what you're talking about, Jeff?
No, the people that you've come to do their drawings. Say if you've done 1,000 drawings, would you have done 500?
No. It would probably be maybe a quarter. Right. So I'd say, but a lot of them are also to do with natives and angels. A lot of them also are masters as well, teachers that can come through. So yes, it would probably be, I would say, maybe a quarter. Yeah.
All right. So for a start, for people that haven't even dabbled or played with anything, what would you say? Get a drawing pad or a sketch pad, and what
Yeah.
would
What I suggest is put music on. Music is part of the frequency. So if you're putting rock and roll on or heavy metal, then you might bring something out like that. You can, put some music on that you like. And I always suggest to meditate beforehand. Now, just to go into a quiet space so that you separate yourself from all the preconceived ideas that, I can't do it, I'm not good enough, I'm not an artist, I can't do what she did. We have to separate from that and bring in positive thought. Remember, our thought triggers our atoms in our body to create the reality. So we say, I can do this, and what I do is going to be great. So there's no such thing as good or bad when you do something. Just remember, you're not selling this piece of work, or you might. But it means that there's no mistakes. Whatever that you do is meaningful. And then to say, great, this is great. What does this really mean for me? And have a look at it. You've got the left side that is to do with the unconscious, the right side, which is to do with the conscious. At the top is the spirit, the bottom is the grounding. So you just have a look at things like that as well, if you want to do it. And what colors you use, every color has a particular energy. Black is not a color. Black is like a hole or a block. So it's like fear or doubt or, something that is not you. So you just have a look at those things as well. So this is Egyptian Hera, and she has all the colors of the chakras coming down, but all of them are vibrating at a white light. So it's bringing all the colors of the chakra into the white. So white contains all the colors, of course, and black contains none of them. And so it's working with the chakra energy. So you don't have to draw a person. You can do a flower or even a pattern. And I remember, if you can doodle, I remember the old days when they had a phone and you had to sit at the phone because it had a cord on it in those days. And I used to have a pencil and I used to do a doodle. And when I finished the conversation, I had a look at the picture I did, and it was about as big as a stamp. And when I turned it, it was upside down. I turned it around the other way, and it was a drawing of Archangel Michael, a big angel with all the wings. So I drew a bigger picture of him. So obviously, you might not draw Archangel Michael, but you might draw something, a fish or a bird or something that looks like that represents that energy.
But if you go back to the chakra one, Jeff, can you go back to the chakra one? What I was going to ask is, like, all the lines that you've got all around, how did you get them? Hang on, wait till we get them.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah. Now, what I've done, I have drawn this picture. Okay, I painted it. Painted, not pastel. And then I have taken a photograph of it and then put it on my computer, and I've used a digital, digitally, I've put those star lines around it, the radiation lines around it, and the white light. So all of that is done digitally.
Right.
So if you have a look at some of my cards, a lot of them after I've painted them, I've taken a photograph, and I've used a program where you can do that. So can only use the light energy and the radiation of the light.
Brilliant.
So that's something new that I just learned not long ago.
So what's the biggest size picture that you've done then?
Well, the biggest size, the ones are like I've got here, that one that I showed you a moment ago. They're big paintings. I've got some of those big paintings for sale, and the ones I do for people are A3 size, just because it's easier to handle. They can put it on a wall. It's easy to post because I do post them as well. If they want a backing on it, I can do it that way. I take a photograph of it, and then I put it on a board, and I can post it that way too if they don't want to laminate it. So yeah.
So all these pictures on your website, because we haven't got your website details, have we? I don't think.
No, I didn't keep it going.
All right, so they're all on Facebook. If people
yes, I needed to update a little bit more, but yes, they can have a look on Facebook as to if they want one, like what picture. Some of them got names on them, or I can post one of those out to them as well.
Okay.
So I would, if I'm going to post that out, I'll post also information about what it represents, the picture represents.
Right. Well, I don't think I've got any more questions. So that's absolutely fantastic. I've really enjoyed, and especially seeing all the colours. And yeah, because obviously I work with colour, and like I said, they're linked. So like Aries is red, and then you then like Taurus is orangey yellow, and you know, it goes on. So it's interesting when I was looking at some of your pictures, you know, I was thinking, oh, that's the color of that note, sort of thing. So but yeah, they're all very beautiful. So thank you for sharing all your pictures and your expertise and giving us some hints and tips. So I think I might even dabble with the left hand to see.
Absolutely, yeah, try it out.
Yeah.
And thank you for having me. It's been wonderful. Thank you.
It's been our pleasure. Thank you very much.
Okay.